Welcome to You, Me, Empathy, a safe place for leading with your heart. Hey, thanks for being here. You, Me, Empathy is the official podcast of the Feely Human Collective, a collaborative mental health community designed to empower each of us to grow our capacity for empathy, vulnerability, and emotional wayfinding. Just a friendly reminder that this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. No one is just a silly boy with a feely heart. You can support the show by leaving a review in Apple Podcasts, following us on social media at Yumi Empathy and Feely Human, and joining the Feely Human Collective community at feelyhuman.co. And now your host, Known Wells.
Hey, Feely Humans. It is Known Wells, your creator of Yumi Empathy, host of Yumi Empathy. Hi, how are you? This is a solo episode 207, and we're coming upon 2022. It is the end of the year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Winter Solstice, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy end of 2021, Happy December holidays. All of it. I wish you well. I hope you're safe and feeling good and cozy, and maybe there's a fire that's burning in your hearth, in your fireplace. Maybe there's a fire burning in your heart, or maybe your loins. I don't know. I don't judge, but fires happen there. I hope they aren't happening outside, uncontrolled. Maybe there's a bonfire. Anyways, let's move on from this fire theme, Known, and let's get into why we're here, which is, this is a solo episode 207. I just wanted to reflect a little bit about the year and how I feel about this coming year, share some things that are going on in Feely Human Land, and share some of my thoughts about this end of year fervor that happens in our bodies and in our culture. So let's start there. Let's start with what's going on with Feely Human. So this year, 2021, was the first full year of Feely Human, and I'm proud of what I sort of accomplished and what we were able to do with Feely Human. Some may not realize that it's just me running Feely Human, and I also have a full-time day job, and obviously this weekly podcast. So I feel good about it. I led some workshops, a couple of workshops in schools at Laguna College of Art and Design, and I led some online workshops, the Illustrating Empathy workshop. I felt really good about how that went. Led a few of those, and facilitated some workshops with Katie Huey and Rebecca Haas and Janet Ellsback. Those were great and fun, and I was grateful to be a part of that, and I hope to do more of that in the future. Made a couple new products, including the Feelings Are My Jam sticker and the Sitting With My Feelings mug, which, by the way, the rest of December, I guess you have a couple of days, still buy one, get one free on the shop. So take advantage and support me. So made some products, ideated on the Dear Childhood Me journal, which I will talk about that in a bit, but I'm very proud of that. So I'm proud of what I've done. I feel like I can get maybe a little bit in my head about, gosh, you got to do more, or it's going so slow. And, these are things I'd imagine you relate to as well. And I got to remember that's I have to rest, and I have internalized capitalism within me, as we all do, and I have a day job, and so I have to consider the context and consider the coconuts and the trees. So I'm proud of what I've done in 2021 for Feel Human and for myself as well. I started EMDR therapy, and I'm working on connecting with my body, and that's one of my goals for this coming year is to try to be more connected in my body and to introduce more sort of daily moments of embodiment. And I may even I'm like in the initial stages of research, but I may even take a dance class of some kind, maybe modern or tap or ballet even, just looking at that right now. That should be interesting. I'll share more about that as that idea progresses in my noggin, but excited about that. And as for this coming year, 2022, for Feel Human, I have the two main things are launching the Dear Childhood Me journal, which I am going to try to pre-sell, create a pre-sale landing page and just sort of sell them at a discount in advance to sort of gauge interest and to sell them, and then I can sort of order them and not have a ton of inventory on hand. But I think you're going to love them. I have a pocket one and I have a larger version, and if you're listening to this and you have you're connected to a mental health organization or a therapy group or whatever, get in touch with me, because I think these journals will be wonderful for your orgs, even businesses, to be honest. So talk to your HR people. Do it. Thank you. I'll share more about the Dear Childhood Me journal soon, but you can check on Instagram at Feel Human if you wanna see some sneak peeks at some of those. And then the other thing is to really establish a more consistent schedule of workshops in schools and even businesses, in-person stuff. And I'm working on a template of sorts that's about sort of setting the tone of safety and vulnerability in a classroom and what that looks like. So if you're a teacher, especially a college teacher or even high school teacher will work, get in touch. I'm working on that. I really want to, push my comfort level a little bit in that area and try to just establish this, this classroom, this space of safety and what that looks like and how empathy and vulnerability are part of that. And I think that could really set the tone for your school year and your work year, whatever it may be. So excited about that, working on that. I'll share more about that as I progress in that. The other thing I intend to do this year for Feel Human is to maybe potentially experiment with posting some of the videos of my recordings, the recordings of this podcast, me and the guests via Zoom, that video on YouTube, just sharing the video. I know some of you had mentioned on Instagram that you would like to see that, so I might start experimenting with that. And the other thing is to establish a monthly emotional check-in series via Zoom. So a bunch of you had said you would love to see that. That will probably be a paid sort of thing, but I still have to work on that, and stay tuned. But if you're interested in that, let me know. Yeah, just hit me up on Instagram at yumiempathy or email yumiempathy@gmail.com. Let me know if that would be something you would like to be a part of, the monthly emotional check-in series. Let me know. Okay. What else do I want to say? So I guess what I want to say is, as I sort of contextualize and talk about a lot of this, some of my goals and things like that, and reflecting on the year, I also want to remind myself and maybe yourself as well that this time of year is stressful and hectic, and there is a lot of pressure that we may be not even aware of. Some of it we may be aware of. Some of it is internal even. Some of it is external. This pressure to achieve, this pressure to have to look back on a year and be like, look at all these things I've done and all these boxes that I've checked and all these, whatever it may be. And I think I would challenge myself and you to maybe try to let go of some of that. I think there is so much in our culture that says we need to keep doing, and achieving, and that's what our value is, to achieve and to do and to produce, because we're producers, because we're cogs in the wheels of capitalism. And I would say let's try to relinquish a little bit of that control. Let's try to ease away from that a little bit and lean into a bit more softness and curiosity and awareness of our bodies and ourself in this coming year, and to allow for more rest and to allow for more space to reflect. And that doesn't mean obviously we have to work. We have to, this is part of it's just part of the thing, existing on this planet. We have to work, we have to make money, we have to feed ourselves. That's part of it. So I don't mean quit your day job. I don't mean that, of course. I just mean there are moments, right? Small moments that we can take for ourselves, for our communities, for our collective, right? To honor some of that softness and curiosity, to deepen our empathy, right? To create pockets of space and safety for deepening our connection with our communities and our planet, to really, dip deeper into empathy, and to see how that can transform our own hearts and the hearts of others, to see how that might help us let go of some of those attachments we have to the doing and the producing and the checking boxes. See how that might change our minds, that might help us see something in a new light, right? That's what empathy can do for all of us. So I hope the new year can bring some more of that space and curiosity. It's truly why I started Feel the Human in the first place. It's why I started this podcast, is to create those safe spaces to reflect and to be witness to each other and all of our humanity, right? To slow down a second, right? Because it goes back, and I've said it before a million times, but there's so much in our world that honors these big moments, these grand gestures of success or achievement. And that's what we want. We hold these things high and on pedestals and stuff. But in my mind, and I think Michelle Obama, sweet Michelle Obama, said at one point, it's the small moments. It's the little things that truly make a difference. Those small moments that we add to our daily routines, we add to our lives, that become the thing, that become part of it, that become sort of this crucial thing in our lives. And it's easier to add to it. It's easier change because it's small, it's incremental. It's not these huge steps that we take and then it's too overwhelming and we can't do anymore or what have you, right? It's these small moments. It's one heart at a time, right? That's what I always say, one heart at a time. So think on that, let go of some of that internalized capitalism, that comparison. You see it all over Instagram, right? Oh, I'm doing this. These are the goals. And again, I'm not diminishing that. I think some of that is great and can be really rewarding. I just think, a little bit of softness, a little bit of more curiosity, a little bit more nuance in some of that framework is helpful and leads to less suffering and leads to less comparison and leads to less binary thinking, right? So, take that. I hope that is helpful. Remember that you are not alone as much as it feels like you are sometimes. I feel that sometimes. You're not. You have this podcast. You have me. Check in with me. Email me. You can email me anytime. youmeempathy@gmail.com. Email me anytime. I'm a good listener. You're not alone. Keep sort of leading with your heart. Let's keep making the world more feely in 2022. We can do it. We do it together, right? One heart at a time. And if you want to continue to support me, just go to feelyhuman.co, buy stuff from the shop, sign up for my free workshop, Feely Human 101. I'm going to start putting some more workshops there in 2022. If you want to lead a workshop for me, that's an option too. I would love to actually see more writing in the journal as well. So go to feelyhuman.co and learn more about that. I would love to see your voice, your writing in the future at feelyhuman.co. And another way to support me is to, of course, leave a rating and review of this podcast in Apple Podcasts. I love to see those. I sometimes read them on the show. And another way to support me is on Patreon at patreon.com/feelyhuman. For $5 a month, you get a bonus episode of this podcast every month. And on occasion, which actually is tomorrow, we're doing let me back up. On occasion, you get a Zoom hang with me and some other Feely humans. And tomorrow, there's going to be one where we talk about a lot of the stuff I'm talking about right now. We're going to talk about our goals. We're going to reflect. We're going to just be witness to each other's beautiful humanity. So that's tomorrow. If you want to sign up for the Patreon and join that, it's patreon.com/feelyhuman. The latest bonus episode was with Wolf Terry, and we talked about Christmas movies because she loves Christmas movies, of course. We talked about pseudoscience in the wellness industry and some of the beautiful work Wolf is doing in counteracting some anti-vax sentiment and hesitancy. So, if you want to check that out, it's patreon.com/feelyhuman. And I think that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here with You, Me, Empathy, and me for another year. In just a few days, You, Me, Empathy will be 3 years old, which, I never thought I would be doing it this long. I'm grateful to have done it this long, and we'll see what 2022 brings. Well, that's it. Wishing you well, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, happy all the things, happy big hearts and big feelings, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.
Oh